Hello everyone. Welcome to Semi Homesteading with Abby. Thank you all so much for tuning into this video. Today I am so excited to test out the thing that I'm testing out, which as you saw is a bread maker. I had this on my Christmas list thinking that really I would not get it. Like I had a bunch of other very practical homesteading things, gardening tools, stuff like that. And I was absolutely flabbergasted by the fact that I got a bread maker. I've spent the last couple days after Christmas cleaning up the house, getting the Christmas decorations down, and I'm finally ready to try out making a loaf of bread. I literally cannot be more excited about this. My husband is currently at work. I'm going to make dinner in the next couple hours for him, and then also surprise him with a fresh loaf of white bread, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan. So let's get right into the video, and I hope you enjoyed. All right, I put this on my list without completely knowing that much about bread makers. So from what I know, you can do sourdough in here or just regular like white bread, sandwich bread. And that's what I think I'm gonna do today. If you have watched a couple of my last videos, you may know that I killed my sourdough starter. So I have none on me right now. I still have to get some for my aunt. So I'm gonna make a nice loaf of white bread. I just feel not great about buying white bread, like loaves of white bread with all the preservatives and stuff in it. So this will be a little bit healthier if I can make it by myself and know what's in it. And I know it won't last on the shelf for like multiple weeks without mold because of all these preservatives and stuff. So this is the brand KitchenArm. It is an automatic and programmable bread maker. Let's open this up and see what we're working with. Okay, cool. There is a user manual in here and a recipe book. I really just want like a standard loaf of bread at first, just very, very easy, but you can make all sorts of things in here. Oh, basic white bread is recipe number 1. So love that. There's all these different types of bread. Hawaiian sweet bread, express milk bread, honey bread, French bread. There's like a ton. So there's pasta dough, egg noodles dough. You can make jam in here apparently, and yogurt, which would kind of be interesting. Okay, there's different sizes of bread you can make. You can make 1 pound, 1.5 pound, or 2 pounds. I guess I'm just gonna start small for the first one. So I'll do the 1 pound. Okay, let me give you a little tour of the bread maker. It is so pretty. When it's closed, it looks like this. It has all of your different like bread settings, different cooking settings. You open it up and there is this container that I'm assuming you dump all the ingredients in, that it'll stir and mix all your stuff. We have the settings of loaf size, what kind of dough, you know, crust color you want, all of that, and time buttons. And then it comes with this, which I need to unwrap, but it's some like measuring cups and tools for the bread maker. I'm assuming this goes in on that little peg in the middle, but I'm gonna have to read about the user manual. We also have this, I'm not exactly sure how to use. So let's get out the user manual. Step 1 is to take out the bread pan. Push down the bread pan with some force and turn it counterclockwise from the base and lift up, okay? It said not too much force. Oh, there we go. Nailed it. Clean the machine. Clean out the machine using a slightly damp cloth. Don't wash with water and dry it with paper towel. Check the LCD menu display. Plug in the power. I'm gonna come back to the washing step because I want to figure out how the machine actually works. So we'll do that first. Okay, check the LCD display menu. Yes, it is operational. I see the menu. Burn off the protective oils on the heating element. Remove the bread pan and plug in the power. Select menu 28. If the default baking time is 10 minutes, press start. Basically, I have to bake this for 10 minutes and then open the lid and then let it cool for 30 minutes. Okay, then this says, after the initial oil burning off step, allow the machine to cool for at least 2 hours with the lid open and the bread pan removed. 2 hours, this other one says 30 minutes. Okay, but basically reading the rest of the steps, you essentially just take out the machine, take out the bread pan, attach the kneading paddle, which is this little attachment I was showing earlier. So you put that in the peg like I thought, add the ingredients, put this back in, select like your loaf and crust color and all that, and then just start the machine. And it will just bake it for you the correct amount of time, and that's awesome. This is already smelling very much like it's burning the oil off. I can definitely smell it. And so I have 7 more minutes on that, and I'll just let it cool for a while before combining all my other ingredients. So I'll check back in once this has cooled down. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it for 30 minutes or 2 hours, but I don't know if you can see this, but it's definitely like burning off whatever coating they were talking about. So I guess that's good. All right, I'm back. It's about 30 to 40 minutes later. Basically, I cooked dinner. I let this cook off whatever oil coating it needed to. I am not waiting for 2 hours. It feels like when I reach in, it's cool. So I think we're fine. We're just gonna start in. This is the first attempt, so let's just see how it goes. So now I have the bread pan out. It's been washed. I have the kneading paddle attached in here. And now I'm going to combine the ingredients. I have my scale out. I have a bowl because a lot of this is in grams and you want to get it very accurately. And the first step is that I need 210 grams of lukewarm water. Okay, that's 210 grams. And just because I don't really know what I'm doing exactly, I am going to actually measure the temperature. And it does specify that it needs to be between 68 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit, which I feel like this is if it's kind of room temperature, but I just want to make sure because, you know, just for the first time making this, let's do it right. Okay, looks like it's about 74, so we are good. Now we add 1.25 tablespoons of olive oil. Then we add white granulated sugar, 1 tablespoon of that. Okay, now we add some salt, so 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and here comes the flour. So I'm not actually using bread flour, I'm using all-purpose. So I need 323 grams of flour. All right, I have the flour in this bowl, and I'm gonna carefully, I think, put it in here and try to cover up all the dry ingredients. I spilled a little bit there, that's not ideal. Looks like I only spilled a few grams though, so I think we should be fine. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna kind of try to even it out and make a little bit of a well right there in the middle so I can add the yeast. Okay, and I do 3/4 teaspoon or 2.3 grams of instant yeast, and I'm gonna put it in the little well. Perfect. That's the recipe. All the ingredients are added. Very easy. If this turns out well, I'm gonna be so excited. There we go. Okay, I think I got that. Close the lid, plug in the power, and I'm gonna move this more to the center because it said it could kind of move when it needs. And then I go to loaf. So I chose white bread, which is number 1. It's gonna cook for 3 hours and 12 minutes. Now let me see how I can, oh, loaf size, okay. Okay, I set it to 1 pound. Crust color, let's do medium just to start off with. Medium seems good. And then I just hit start. So, I don't know if you can hear that. It's kneading it. We'll see how it turns out. I think I just let it go for 3.5 hours, so around 5:45, I should have a solid loaf of bread. And I'll let you know how it goes and give you a taste test. Okay, by the time the bread was done and it was ready to take out of the bread maker, my husband was home, we were watching a movie, so I'm just gonna voice this part over, but I took the bread pan out and it said to put it on a cooling rack or some heat resistant surface for 2 to 3 minutes to kind of let the bread shrink inside of the bread pan. I'm not that patient, so I think I waited around 2 minutes maybe and tried to shake it out. Didn't quite work, as you can see here. So at that point, they just recommend either letting it sit for a little bit longer, or you can take a spatula and kind of, you know, get the sides off of the sides of the bread pan to free it a little bit easier. So this is my little loaf of bread. I was so proud of it, had to show it off. And this is the 1 pound loaf again. So I could, and I probably will in the future, make a 2 pound loaf, which will be double that height. So I let it cool completely and then I cut into it. We also got new knives for Christmas. So this is a new bread knife, perfectly sharp. Look at how amazing it cuts through the bread. Like, oh, music to my ears. And it turned out absolutely amazing. Perfectly light and spongy and airy. Honestly, this is some of the best bread I've ever had. I just had to make a PB&J little snack, and I ended up having a second one because I was just so hungry. And it was so delicious. This is the only homemade thing I think that I've made other than jam that is better than the store version. Like, this bread is way better than the store. I know exactly what's in it. It's light, it's fluffy, it's airy. I made one for me, one for my husband, and it was delicious. Hello everyone, it is me from a couple days later. I just wanted to wrap up this video really quickly. My review of that bread maker is 100%, 10 out of 10. I loved it. I'm making more bread this week. We have eaten almost the entire mini loaf because we're just obsessed with how well it turned out. So I will definitely link the bread maker down below for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye everyone.